Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Emanuel with part 5 of the first 9 weeks exam. I'm wrapping it up. We have questions to go. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to just get it started and I'm going to move it right along. Okay, so here we go. The scatter plot shows the relationship between the distance that a student traveled, so that's the distance a student traveled to get to school, and the number of times tardy, and it's the number of times tardy, okay, during the school year. The principal of the school wants to use this information to help him determine if there is a correlation between the distance traveled and the number of times tardy, which statement is a reasonable conclusion that the principal could make. Okay, so let's look. So the furthest to, okay, so here we go. So the next tardy here is 9, and that's when they were real close. They didn't even travel that far. So the ones that, OMG. So then 8 tardies is between 1 and 2. Okay. 1 and 2500s. 1 and 7500s. This is 2. This is 7 tardy. Then further away. But this seems sort of just scattered. This may not have nothing to do with the travel. It may have something to do with the kids. Because this, yeah. So, here we go. Let's go ahead and read this. It's a student who travels 1 5/10 miles to get to school will be tardy 9 times during the school year. 9 times? I can't say that. Because if you look at this, let's see, we're going to put a question mark. Because maybe so. Maybe, but it's actually was the one that was the closest. That's what it seemed like, the ones right there. They think they have more time than it really is. Look, you see how that's inference right there. A student who's traveled more than 3 miles to get to school will be tardy at least 7 times. At least 7? For somebody who lived more than 3? I don't know, you didn't give me enough information. So is it? It's not. I don't know about that. I don't think it's enough information. There's no correlation between the distance a student travels to get to school and the number of times the student will be tardy during the school year. Look, that's me right there. I'm thinking it's that one. Because it's like, really? It's just all over the place. There is a non-linear correlation between the distance a student travels to get to the school and the number of times the student will be tardy during school. A non-linear, so I can make a line, but I can make a parabola. I can make it. Really, I'm not going to even deal with them on this right here. They're going to tell me it's a non-linear. So I'm like, I'm not dealing with it. I'm either decide A or C. I'm decide that. Is there a correlation, first of all? Is it a positive correlation, everything increasing? Or is everything decreased? Or is it all over the place? Leave it up to you. Moving on to 29. It says a student bought concert tickets online. The total cost C in dollars of T tickets can be found using the function below. Okay, so I don't really need this. Because this right here, all I need to know, this right here is the total cost. That's the total cost. T is the number of tickets. Okay. So I don't need to read that no more. If the student spent a total of $83, okay, so am I substituting for T or for C? That's C. It's the total. So that's C. So I'm going to say $83 equals $24.50 times T plus $9.50. Okay. If the student spent a total of $83, how many tickets did he buy? So what are you solving for? You're solving for T. So you go ahead and you do that. You're solving for T. That's the sun coming in. Okay. I'm not going to solve that for you. Isolate the T. Moving on to the next one. Number 30. It says that a dentist made the scatter plot below to show the number of cavities her patient had as it relates to the number of times they floss their teeth each week. Okay. I like this one. Because it's like the number of times they floss, the more they floss, the less cavity it seems like. It's a decreased correlation. That's, I guess I should finish reading it. I was like, it's decreasing. I'm writing it down because that came to mind before I finished reading decreasing. That's what's going on. Then it said, which of the following best describe the correlation for the data? This nonlinear correlation is running me up the wall, okay? I'm like, what is this? Get rid of that. Trying to trick us. Okay, so here it's decreasing. Decreasing means negative. This is decreasing. Decreasing. Increasing. This right here just whatever is doing its thing. So here we know it's going to be C. No correlation. Here we go. Number 31. Moving right along. Number 31. The perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter of a rectangle. Let me draw the shape because I don't have one. The perimeter equals P equals 42. Okay, cool. The length of the rectangle can be represented by x plus 4, x plus 4. And the width can be represented by 2x minus 7, 2x minus 7. What are the dimensions of the rectangle in centimeter? Okay, notice that I drew a picture, I labeled. It's 42 centimeter. Okay, so how do I find the perimeter? Add up all the sides. I'm going to add up all the sides. So I have here 2x minus 7. And I had that twice. So if I multiply it by 2, yeah, plus 2 times x plus 4. Because this x plus 4 is twice, so I'm going to double it. This twice, so I'm going to double it. And I want that to equals 42. Okay? So first of all, I got to find my x so I can know what my dimension is. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute it. Distribute. So 2 times 2 is 4x. 2 times 7 is minus 14. Plus 2 times x is 2x. Plus 2 times plus 4 is a plus 8 equals 42. I have here the lovely 4x. Then I have a plus 2x. Then I have my wonderful minus 14 and plus 8. So here we go. I have here 4x plus 2x using the commutative property to rearrange. Negative 14 plus 8 equals what? 42. Combine like terms. 4x and 2x is 6x. Negative 14 and a positive 8 combined gives me a negative 6 equals 42. Now I have my lovely two-step equation. So I'm still trying to isolate the x there. Add 6 to both sides. Cancel. Add it to inverses. 6x equals 42 and 6 give me 48. Divide both sides by that coefficient 6. Then 6 divided by 6 is 1. I got a 1x there. 48 divided by 6 is 8. So my value for x is 8. Look, they're trying to trick you guys. Watch that. You see here? You see the 8 and they got 8? Don't fall for that. They want to know the length. So I got to go here and say, okay, that's 8 plus 4. That's 12. Okay, so now I have a 12. So that's 12. Then here, I got to put 2 times 8 minus 7. So that's 2 times 8 is 16 minus 7. 16 minus 7 equals 9. So it should be a 12 and a 9. So that would be my lovely J. Look, they try to trick you. You better watch out. And you can check that. You double it. You double 12, you get 24. You double 9, you get 18. You combine those and you should get that lovely 42. Okay? And it works with this 8 now. Don't go double this 16, double that, get 26. Well, when I combine that, I get 42. Well, yes. But you got to find your x value because it has to go with those expressions. Okay? So watch out for that. Okay? Don't let them trick you. It's multiple choice. They will trick you. More scatter plot. Really? Guys, I'm going to act really like y'all now. Really? I got to keep doing this? For real? I don't get it. Guys, really? What? And then what Mr. May said? Read again. Read for understanding. Okay. A teacher collected data on 20 students for 2 different quizzes. The scatter plot shows the relationship between the number of points scored on quiz 1 and the number of points scored on quiz 2. Okay. That's like, okay, why you quiz one question? Okay, anyway. Which statement describes the data? You go through the number of points scored on quiz 2 was less than the number of points scored on quiz 1 for any student who scored at least 50 points on quiz 1. Okay? So quiz 1. Okay? Any student scored at least 50 on quiz 1, at least the 50. So that means 50 or higher. So here, let's look at it. Okay, the number of points scored on quiz 2 was less. It was less. So, where am I at? Okay, my phone buzzed me. The number of points scored on quiz 2 was less than the number of points scored. Quiz 2, so if I go up here 50, when it's 50, it was like 35. It was like 40. It was like 45. So that's less. Let's see, if it was 60, it was 65, then it was 70. And it says at least 50 on quiz 1. So at least 50 means 50 or more. So let's go to 80. 80, that's 90. So is that true? That's not true for everything. It's true for when it say 50, but not for everything. So that's false statement. Okay, that's a false statement. Okay, so the number of points scored on quiz 2 was greater than the number of points scored on quiz 1 for any student scored 50 or fewer. So we're coming back over this way now. So if I go here 30, the quiz was greater than 30. If they did 30, if 30, that was 10 on quiz 2. Really? Why they trying to trick us? So for 30 points on quiz 1, it was 10 on quiz 2. This the number of points scored on quiz 2 was greater than the number of points on quiz 1. That wasn't true because 30 here is 10 there. On here is 30, and then now, and that's 30, and this still less than 30. It was 40, that's less than. So quiz 2 was less than. So this is false because it says greater. That's false. It said the number of points scored on. You see what I'm doing? You go through and do that, and I'll let you finish that up. Okay. Number 33. Which of the following describes all the solution to the inequality 5x plus 7y is greater than or equals to 22? When y equals negative 4. Okay, look, that's the trick. So 5x plus 7y is greater than or equals to 22. Y is negative 4. So 5x plus 7 times negative 4 is greater than or equals to 22. Okay. So here, 5x multiply 7 times negative, give me minus 28, greater than or equals to 22. Then I get to add 28 to both sides because I'm trying to get the x by itself. I'm isolating the x. And its inverse is 0, leaving me with 5x equal. Oh, look, you see, I'm going to go to equal sign. Because you do it the same way. The only difference is your solution is going to be different. So, the greater than sign here. So, you have here 50, 22 plus 28, you get 50. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So, x is greater than or equals to 10. Okay? So, greater than equals to 10. So, all real numbers greater than 10, including 10. So that's less than. We didn't get a negative 10. Here we go, right here. Don't get tricked. Okay, don't let them trick you. We're done with number 33. Let's move to number 34. Yes. Your teacher's ready to get up, move around. What? Okay, here we go. The side lengths of the figure below are given in centimeters. Okay, whatever. Don't need that no more. Okay. If the perimeter is 78, what is the value of x? Woo! So if the perimeter is 78, how do you find the perimeter? You add up all the what? The sides. And you know what? And we know we're adding up. Let me do my like term so I want to write out. That's 2x. That's 2x. That's another x term. Here we go. We have an x squared. I think it's about to rain. Then we have here -3, a -3, and a 12. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we have an x squared. We have 2x, 2x, 2x. How many 2x's? 3 of them. So yeah, 2x plus 2x is 4x. 4x plus 2x is 6x. So I have used the x squared, the 2x, the 2x, the 2x. So now I have here 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. So plus 6 equals 78 centimeters. Okay. Now guys, all you have to do, put this in the calculator and see which one is going to give you 78. That's all. Okay. That's what you do. Because we haven't solved quadratic, but that may not be on your test per se because of the x squared, but they could, because all you're doing is combining like terms, and then go to graph. Oh, go back. Go to graph, and I want to know. Go to new documents. No, I don't want to save it. I want to graph because I want the table. So I'm going to put in here x. Oops. I'll put a y in there too. X squared plus 6x plus 6. Okay. And then I'm press enter. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the table. You'll be like, oh, that's quadratic. Yes, look, you want that. We're just trying to see which one will give us 78 centimeters. This is what we're trying to do. So I'm going to go to the table. I want to go to the table. Go to the table. And then you see that, you know it's going to be more than 5 because that's a 61. Okay? So we know it's going to be more than 5 in the choices. So we know it's not going to be negative. What? Or could it be negative? It could be. It could be. They could. But think if... it could be, but let's do this. Let's go to table. And let's edit the table setting. Let's change it to, let's put, I want to put -6 so you can see. Let's put -6, enter. And for -6, it gave you 6. So we know -6 is not the solution because -6 will make the perimeter equals 6. Okay. So go back to menu, go to the table, edit, and let's put -12. Enter. And that gave us a positive. That gave us 78. So this right here gave us 78. And let's move on. Let's go back. Oh, look what it gave us. Okay. Let's where we at? Go back to the menu. Oh, table. Edit. And let's change that to a positive 12. Now I'm curious. Oh, a positive 12 give us the perimeter 222. Then go back to menu, and I want to go to table, edit, and I want a positive 6. And a positive 6 gave us 78. So a positive 6 says the perimeter is 78 as well. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check myself. I'm going to go back to table, go back to edit table setting, and I'm going to change this to a -6 and see what happened. A -6 did give us a positive 6. Then I'm going to go back to menu again and just trying to check, and I'm going to put -12 in there again, and we got 78. Okay. So now you're probably saying, which one is, if the perimeter of this figure is 78 centimeters, what is the value of x? And we got two values. We said that the value of x, it could be -12 or it could be 6. So was that a good question? But when you're thinking about length and dimension and stuff, when you're thinking about length and dimension, do we have negative values? Do you really have negative values? When we have it, we don't have negative. You're not going to have, because look, this is where you use your reasonable. Because if you use that and you choose F, you're going to be wrong. Because here, if X is negative 12, then that means that this is a negative 24 length. You see? So that doesn't make sense. You can't have no negative length. So because of this right here, it can't be F. It has to be H. Okay, it has to be 6 because 2 times 6 will give me my 12. Then you can't have no negative length. Okay, so don't get tricked. You probably say, you sound like it could be either one. Guys, you know me. You know how I make it because I want you to think. Babies. Number 35. Which inequality is equivalent? Do I have to do this? Really? I have to get the y by itself again? Really? So here we go. Subtract 7x from both sides. Cancel out because they're added to inverse. Leave me with negative 2y is greater than negative 7x plus 8. Okay? So here we go. I'm dividing by a negative number. So alert, 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 alert. This change, it changes, switches, switch, switch. Alert, alert. Divide each term by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. So it's 1y. Negative divided by negative is a positive. So that's 7/2 x. Positive and a negative is a negative when you're dividing or multiplying. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I can go through before I choose, or if you forget to switch that, look for things. Okay, negative 4, that's plus 8, so it can't be this. That's plus 8, 7, can't be that. You see? Because you're solving for y. This says negative 4. That's the only one negative 4. This negative 4 is 7 because they're just trying to trick you guys. Okay? So you know your answer is going to be, I done ran out of lead. So you know your answer is going to be this lovely H. Okay? And yes, this is supposed to be less than because you're supposed to switch. Okay. So that's 35. Moving on. Here we go. All of these words. Do I have to do this? I don't get nothing. I love it, you guys. I love you so much. Like, I don't get nothing. Okay, baby, you have to read. Okay? Let's read this long stuff. I don't blame you, though. When you see some things, it makes you just be like, okay, already, can we stop? Okay. The approximate distance in miles between Los Angeles and a commercial jet flying from Boston to Los Angeles can be found using the function. They give us all of that to tell us this. You see? That's what I'm like. Now you see I'm marking that because it's just too much. They said all this to say M equals negative 475t plus 2,650, where t is the what? Number of hours. So I know t is the number of hours, and the jet has been flying. Which number of hours and minutes is closer to the amount of time that the jet has been flying? If the jet has been going 1,500 miles from Los Angeles, so I know M is going to be the 1,500. So you got 1,500 equals negative 475 t plus 2,650. Guys, the good part about it, you look for the hours and the minutes. You really can get this from substituting this in your y, in your f of x. Get the graph, go to and look at the 15,000. You could put 2 hours in there, 8, 3, 9, like I did the other one. So when you have something like that, babies, don't panic. That's why we got inspired. We have inspired. Let's go up here and edit this this equation. Okay, go back. Edit this expression, they calling it. Okay, so here we go. We got negative 475. I said it and I wrote something different. I know. Negative 400. Sometimes I switch things just like dyslexia, but you know it's okay. I catch it. Negative 475 t. That's our independent, so that means that's x plus 2,650. Enter. Now the graph look really. That's not how the graph look. It's because the numbers are so large here and so small there. Okay. So I'm just gonna go to the table. I'm gonna change the table to 2 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. The C. So I'm gonna say 2, and they give me 2 and 3. Enter. So for 2, it says 1,700. So that's too much, isn't it? For 2 hours? It says 2 hours. Am I reading this right? I better make sure I put it in there right first. Because it said 2 hours and 25 minutes. And that would give me 1,500. Did I write that down right? 1,500 miles. And then 2, I'm getting 1,700 when it's 2 hours. And it says which number of hours a minute is close to the amount of time the jet has been flying. That's if it's been flying for 1,500 miles. So let me check my expression. Well, then again, it's 3 hours. Well, it can't be 1,500 for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So that right there wasn't working. That's not working for you because that's like too long. Or, well, I shouldn't say too long, but not enough. But let's look. That doesn't make sense. It sounds backwards what I'm saying. But let me check my expression. Let me make sure that I put my expression in correctly. I should have negative 475 plus, you see what I'm doing? Negative 475x plus 2650, enter. I did put it in there correctly. Okay. So it's showing for 2 hours. Let me, where T is the number of hours the jet has been flying. Which number of hours and minutes is close to the amount of time that the jet has been flying if the jet is 50. Okay. It makes sense because that's that negative there. Because of that negative. So if you double that, you're going to have that over 1,000 something. So that makes sense there. Because you have over 1,000 something, you're subtracting that. So it said for 2 hours, you're going to go on 1,700, 1,700. But it said for 3, it's 1,225. So let me put this here. Put 1,700, 1,225. Then I want to look at 8 and 9. So go back. And I really, I'm so tempted to just work it by hand. It works better for me. Oh, 8 and 9 took us in the negative because of this negative sign. And so it seemed like, you know how it's like the opposite of what you're thinking. I want to say that 2 hour is too much time, or the other way around, because now but it's like it gets sort of twisted, so you have to really look at those numbers. So these two are negative, so you know that 8 and 9, yeah, I put that there. Put this right here. 8 hours and 9 hours is too much. Okay, so now you knowing it's either gonna be F or H. Okay, but this is what I suggest. You look at the calculator, it give you an estimate or whatever, but go ahead and just do it algebraically. Just subtract 2,650 from both sides, and that cancel. That leaves you with negative 475t. And then over here, you're going to have a negative because absolute value is larger. 0, 5 minus 0, 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. 2 minus 1. So we got 1,000, negative 1,150. Divide both sides by negative 475. Negative 475. Cancel. We have t equals. And then we do that division. You're going to have a positive. So then you just go here to the regular string. Calculate. You want to say 115. And if you're not for sure, let me back up. Just put it in here, negative 1150. Because just in case you're not for sure about the negative. Divided by negative 475. 475. Enter. Okay. And you saying that, well, I got 46 over 19. And you did, indeed. Okay, you got 46 over 19. Convert that. You do menu. Go to number. Have it to convert it to a decimal. Okay, and press enter. So you got 2 hours and something. Okay, that ain't 2 hours and 42 minutes. Okay, that's 2 and 42 hours. Okay. So that's what you end up with because it's approximately, and when I say approximately, because it said closest. Because the only one that's closest, even though you said there's 17, that's more than 7, that's more than 1,500 because 17, but it's the closest. It's close. It's like 2 away instead of with the 3. Okay, so it's the closest. So here we go. moving right along. Got to wrap this up. Got to wrap it up. Wrap it up for you guys. Okay, here we go. A painter charges $35 per hour for label. Okay, get some light in here. Okay, a painter charges $35 per hour for labor plus $40. Okay, 30 per hour. So let X be my hour. Let X equal hours. Okay, so I got $35 per hour for labor plus $40 for the ladder rental. So that's the initial cost. That's that initial. Okay, because you got to rent the ladder. That's what that's for. So no matter what that you got to get it $40 when he paints a house. The customer provides the paint. The total charge, man, that ain't fair. Anyway, the total charge to paint a customer house was $950. How many hours? How many hours did the painter spend? So just, it's a two-step equation. Subtract 40 from both sides. 40, the additive inverse counts out, leaving you with 35x equals $910. Divide both sides by that rate, 35. 35 divided by 35 comes out, so that'll leave me with x equals, get your little friend here and do 910. 900, let's clear that. Because you got to change, put menu and go ahead and convert it to a decimal. So then you just put 910. Oops, clear. Ah, my bad. Delete. Because it's doing the answer. Let me do this first. 910 divided by 35. Enter. Then you go to, oh, it gave me an, okay. I'm just in case it had given me a fraction, I know that it wasn't going to simplify that. So if you don't think for sure 26 is the answer, just do 26 times 35. And you get 910. I don't know what I just said. So you know that it's 26 hours. Okay? So it's 26 hours here. How many hours did the painter spend? He didn't spend 28. He didn't spend 23. He spent 26. It's not there. Okay? And if you want to, you can substitute those numbers in. If you want to and see what you get. You could say 35. 35 times 28 plus 40. And you see that you get 1,020. And you're trying to get 910. So you know 28 is too much. If you want to do 23. Okay? That's too many hours. Too many hours. Okay? Then you can do 23 if you want to. 35 times 23 plus 40. You get 845. Not enough. Okay? So if 23 is not enough, you know this is just something they threw in there to trick you. So you make sure you go through and check. Okay, here we go. If y equals negative 4/5 x minus 2, what is the value of x when y equals negative 9? Guys, you can do it just like this. You can do it like this. You can go to home, go to graph. Well, here we go. Go to graph. So, f of x, I want negative 4 divided by 5 x minus 2. Enter. Then I can go to my table, menu, enter, enter. And it says y is what? Y is negative 9. Right now, y is negative 2. And it seems like it's getting smaller and smaller. So let me try out. Oh, they gave me all these fractions. And you'd be like, OMG. So anyway, I can see it's a 4 that's negative 5.2. So let me go to menu, change my table to 5. Enter. And so I'm trying to get y being negative 9. Y is negative 9 between 8 and 9. It's between 8 and 9. You can ask yourself what is between 8 and 9. You know it's positive. You know it's positive, so you know it's not negative. So you know it's not going to be F or G. You know it's going to be between H and J. And you know the number is between 8 and 9. You know, it's between 8 and 9. So then you could just say, yes. Yes, it's between 8 and 9. You can say, okay, so 8 times 4, you know that's 32, so that's 8 and 3/4. And here, 4 going to, 4 going to 5, that's 11. That's 11, and 4 going to 15. How many times? 3, 4, 3. You see that? And then that right there, that'll be 13 and 3/4. So really, you know your answer is H. You could do things like that. But let me go ahead and solve it for you. So we have here, they said y equals -9. So we got -9 equals -4/5 x minus 2. Okay. So now I'm going to add 2 to both sides. The -2 and +2 cancel out, leaving me -4/5 x on the right-hand side equals -9 plus 2 is -7. Divide both sides by -4/5. Cancel on the right-hand side. -4/5 divided by -4/5 is a +1, leaving me with positive x. Negative is going to give me a positive value. Okay? So here, this is saying, I'm going to ignore the negative because the negative divided by negative is positive. So this is 7 divided by 4/5. Okay? Remember, in middle school, you copy the first term, you multiply by the reciprocal of the second, which is 5/4. That's over 1. 7 times 5 is 35. 1 times 4 is 4. So your answer is 35/4. Okay? So we're done. And guys, this right here is the end of this. I had one more problem, but I'm not going to do that one. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. See you.